The reason why there are so many bots in the world is because of our natural human instincts. Now, this may sound confusing to some of you, but if you understand group psychology, it starts making more sense. Group psychology is basically when it's the idea that how identifying with the group leads people to just hold beliefs or do things just because the rest of the group is doing it, right? So the group does this, so you do it too. Instead of rationally thinking about it for yourself, thinking, well, should I do this or should I believe this? You're just doing it because other people are doing it. Now, the way this relates to our human instincts is quite simple. For a very long time, in order to survive, we needed to be in groups. The best way to survive was being in a group. So we would do things that would help us identify with the group. So if the group all did one thing, we would do it with them because we want to associate with the group. We want to be with the group. We don't want to get kicked out because for survival, it's better to be in the group. And the way this gets hijacked is also very simple. It's anyone spreading a message, well, you're black, or I'll put it like this, you're X, so you must do Y. So for example, you're black, that's the group, so you have to vote Democrat. So when everyone starts doing it, like, well, I want to identify with the group, and they see that all vote Democrats, like, well, I don't want to alienate the group. This is what subconsciously your brain's saying, well, I guess I'm a Democrat now. And realize how this is illogical. You don't think about, well, what policies do I agree with more, which candidates do I agree with more, this, that, and the third. No. You just do it because, well, the rest of the group's doing it. That's how it works. And this is how propaganda works, basically. This is how they put everyone in groups, right? Women, men, black, white, all different groups. Anyone can do this. And you say, well, if you're going to be part of this group, you have to do this. And since we have a natural desire to identify with a group, we're very susceptible to this type of propaganda towards taking this belief, taking this action just because the rest of the group is doing it. So another example is, well, you're a woman, so therefore you must be pro-choice. You must favor abortion. Why? Oh, you're just a woman. Realize how that's not logical. That's a completely arbitrary connection. Now, I want to iterate this vehemently. Okay, it's different from saying how can you be in favor of censoring someone if you say you're pro free speech, because that's an explicitly contradictory position based on what someone says, what someone claims themselves to be. So, for example, a Republican in favor of large government, a Republican in favor of a lot of taxes, all this stuff, that's an explicit contradiction. A Christian who says Muhammad is the prophet of God, right? That's an explicit contradiction. However, there's no explicit contradiction in saying that a person of color does not believe in white privilege. That's a completely arbitrary contradiction. So, when you're looking at these things, look, is the contradiction arbitrary or is it actually valid, right? Because I can't say, well, I believe, I don't know, the sky is blue, but the sky is actually red. I don't know, something dumb like that. There has to be an actual explicit contradiction. So be careful when someone's telling you all these arbitrary things. Like, you're a man, so you have to do this. You're a man, so you have to, I don't know, vote for Obama. That's arbitrary. You're black, so you have to vote for Obama. Arbitrary. Now, the reason why people are bots is quite simple. Everyone's convinced that they're a part of groups. Well, I'm black, so I'm a part of that group. I'm Latino, so I'm part of that group. I'm white, I'm part of this group. I'm a man, I'm part of this group. I'm a woman, I'm this part of this group. And then when you identify with the group, which is usually controlled by a propaganda master of some sort, you then start taking the beliefs and taking the actions of the group, which is controlled by the puppet master. The puppet master says, okay, black people, this is what the government does, government and a few other select others, they do this stuff. Black people, okay, you have to vote Democrat. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to vote Democrat. I'm black. I'm part of this group. In order to be part of this group, I need to vote Democrat. That's how our brains work. This is how we get exploited. So if someone tells you for some arbitrary reason, some made-up reason, like, oh, well, you're a man, you're a woman, you're a member of an ethnic group, so you have to do this, be very careful, be skeptical, and actually think about it rationally. Don't get sucked into the group psychology.